Okay, so this is the next morning after the video that you're going to see was made, and I just wanted to explain that when I was doing the video, automatically in my head I had a feeling as though, and from the chart, so intuitively and from the chart, I felt that she left at 10:13 and actually had, or was in two minds to go to a hospital. I would hope that there's CCTV footage or some type of video surveillance in the hospitals to see whether she's come in and out, because I feel as though she's done that. So you'll see in the video that I talk about hospitals. I know that she said he was going to the doctor, but there's like 28 doctors around there, mostly holistic, mostly medical marijuana. I saw one clinic that was about 29 miles away, but effectively I believe from the chart and from looking at the case and what I know, I believe that she went past the hospital. So you'll see in the video ahead a little bit that I do some mapping and the hospital's included. That's the reason why. I have a feeling as though something happened in the car on the way to the hospital, and then she had to divert and take him somewhere else, because if she'd arrived at the hospital with him in the condition that he was in, she would have been arrested probably, or called a child abuser, so she would have done something to change that. Okay, so I hope you enjoy all these little bits. I will say I don't normally get into things like Evp'S and ghost type things, but there's a lot of really interesting stuff that I've been hearing, and a lot of the psychics that are popping up have really come up with a lot of the same things, and it matches very well with the astrology. So I just wanted to put it all in a bit of a bundle type video so you could see a few different things, and let's pray that Gannon is found really soon. Thanks. Okay, so I'll hold it down a little bit. I wanted to do another video on Gannon Stauch. Now I can't stop thinking about it, just like so many other people. And I've been watching lots of YouTube videos, keeping up with all the messaging that's been going on, that the stepmother's been doing. There's a whole bunch of new messages that came out today where she's discussing things like if she admits that it was an accident, she'll get lesser time, and crazy shit. Anyway, what I wanted to do was sort of gather together a few things that I've seen from other psychics and the astrology, and with what we know, and tell you what I think. Now, first of all, what I think is this. I think that it was actually an accident. Now, if the stepmom did do this, I think that Gannon had been hurt the night before. Obviously the video shows us that. I believe that, well, I won't go into what I think happened to him, but I think that perhaps he had internal damage and external wounds, and he was in a lot of problems, so she needed to take him to the doctor, right? So this is something that I haven't seen explored, and something that seems to be quite clear in a couple of the charts, especially at 10:15 or 10:13 when she leaves the house, that the intention is initially probably to get him to the hospital, but I have a feeling that perhaps he's passed away in the vehicle, and instead of going to the hospital or the police or whatever, she's decided that she can't tell his dad and everyone that happened, and she had to hide him. I believe that he is in the snow, and there's a whole bunch of psychics. There's one in particular that I'll show you in a minute, so you'll see that in a second, who does EVP recordings. Now, I don't really get right into things like EVP recordings and stuff, but this one's pretty insane, and I really like the lady that does it. I can't remember her name right now, but you'll see that in a second. She's very lovely and genuine, and it actually really shook me what I heard. So there's another couple of psychics that have said a few things, specifically about a church. Now that's interesting, because I'm going to show you in a minute a map, and if she did in fact take a route that they think, or that, you know, where they were searching, she passes a couple of churches. So what I want to do is go through the map and show you a couple of areas into the area where they were searching, and show you a couple of other things with the chart. Jupiter in astrology represents churches and religion, and Jupiter in one of the charts is at the very top of the chart near the midheaven, which is important. So I do feel that the church is representative of something. I don't feel that she goes to the church or anything like that, but she's driven past it. Anyway, I'll stop talking for a little while. I will come back at the end, but have a look at these maps and a couple of other things and see how you feel about it all afterwards. Okay. It's amazing, every time I just go onto Google Streets, I end up in this spot here. So this is the main highway, and this is the road off the highway. So what I like to do is basically imagine myself in that situation. Okay, so she's had plenty of time back this way to do whatever's happened. Now, if you go up here, we come to the end. So what would you do? Would you head over to that direction where you see a bunch of houses? Or would you head over to that direction where you see bush and no houses? You'd go that way, wouldn't you? Well, oops. That's certainly the way to get to the place that they were searching. So if we keep going down here, I'm going to get back on, just go a bit forward. Oh, already there. So that road, turn it around. Okay. Alright, where are we? Go back here. We've gone off the beaten track. Okay, this is that road. Okay, going off the road, and then I like to look around and go, what's this? Oh, the Church of Christ. Now, have a look up here. Jupiter on the midheaven up in this spot here represents churches. So if we keep going, I mean, look at this area. This is a perfect area. If you were around her house, there's too many houses. If you're going to try and get rid of somebody, you're going to go out and drive down a road like this, aren't you, where there's nobody. So I get here, and then look, I've just passed another church. We've passed 2 churches. Okay, so there's still houses here, so you would go, nope. You'd look at off-roads. No doubt you'd probably go, okay, I want to have a look up here. I'd start seeing trees up there, and you'd go, okay, maybe I've got an area to go to. Now let's just open this up a bit. I'll get round to where they ended up. So that road takes us, oops, go backwards, all the way to South Perry Road, which if we keep going, and it's unusually foggy in this, but I'll lift that up so I don't waste too much time, and we can go up here to Sierra Pines Lanes. You can see why that's interesting, because there's these little off-roads here that I showed before. Then where they were actually searching was more up here. Oops, let's go further up. Anyway, look, what I'm getting at, this road here that they're looking at, I really feel is important. But look how much bush we've got. There's so much area. It was covered in snow. You know, even here. This is an area you could pull over and just go behind the bushes there. You know, I really think that you need to, people that are investigating this, I mean, I'm not telling police how to do their jobs, but I would hope that they would jump in their vehicle and imagine that they were the killer, and how far does this go? It's such a long road, it's just crazy. You know, imagine you're the killer, and imagine you're not a good one at that, right? So we'll go here, you're at Petco, and then you're just taking the main road, and then you're just going off the highway and into this area of all those trees and that. So this is definitely the area that I would go to. It's literally the first highway exit that's not a place where it's covered in houses. Something I am interested in is if there is a hospital. Oops. So there's a hospital there. I wonder where the nearest hospital would have been. I'm going to have a look at that. I'll pause this for a minute. Okay, so from the house, the first hospital, UC Health Memorial Hospital, which is a 24-hour emergency hospital, is 26 minutes away, 23 or whatever, I would imagine. I don't know if you take the back road or not. 14.2 to 14.7 miles away. Now, let's have a look at another hospital. We can get back there. Oh no. Wrong. Come on. Okay, so UC Health Memorial Hospital North. Is it the same place? Yes, same phone number. This one, let's see where this is. Okay, that one's further. It's 21.9 miles away. So the previous one's the closest hospital, near the Air Force. They're forever looking at maps. As you could see, that road where they ended up searching is a huge long road. I really think that they went there for a reason. It feels quite logical to me that the area that she was in, she would then go to an area like that where there's plenty of woods and plenty of snow in the woods as well. Now, there's a really good psychic that I like on YouTube, and I'll just grab her name, Katrina Catress. I better make sure that's right. Using just YouTube ads. Oopsie-daisy. Katrina Catress done a reading on Gannon Stauch, Psychic Intuitive Tarot reading. And in her reading, something interesting came up about a church. And as I explained before, churches are represented by Jupiter. Jupiter is right up here in the midheaven. And Capricorn is actually representative of snow. Now, believe it or not, you would think it'd be a water sign, but because it's a hardened version of water, Capricorn represents snow. So we have Neptune, that's the water, but then we have the Capricorn that is the snow. We have Jupiter there, which is the church, and these angles are directions. So it is very much fitting that she has driven past 2 churches. I can even, in my head, just imagine her driving past these churches going, oh, you know, this is it for me. I'm in trouble. So the astrology matches with that. So that was really interesting. Now, there's a few things that I've noticed sporadically through readings is people keep feeling hot, and it's really odd because I feel the same way. Now, this chart here is ruled by Aries. Okay, so that's Gannon. Gannon is Mars. Mars is heat. So I think when he comes through to us, in whatever form, we're feeling this heat. Now, the heat to me, I mean, it could be the heat of the love and desperation that's needed, and Mars-like, which is very, you know, I need to get to the bottom of this, desperate to help. But I also feel as though it's like a freezing burning, that collectively we're feeling this burning that's actually snow. It's a cold, freezing burn. So I actually love looking at YouTube at the moment. I'm seeing so many honest psychics, true mediums and tarot readers, and people that really know what they're talking about, coming up with very much the same information as I continually come up with the astrology and the facts and everything else. So now I want to show you this. Now this is just, it blew me away. I just have to try and find Candace Star. Okay, Candace Star does Evp'S, and I absolutely loved watching her channel. So please subscribe to Candace Star's channel, Candace with a K and Star with a double R. She's such a lovely person and obviously has Gannon on her mind 24/7 as well. As you'll see, he has come through this EVP. Now, I'm not a huge EVP ghost hunter type sort of person, but I believe in a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things, and I certainly believe what I'm watching with Candace. Have a look at this. It's crazy, and be warned, it's quite scary, and it makes you feel sad.
Full tank. I took like she was chasing him in her truck. Like, for real. Full tank. But, oh my God. He said, My heart's broken right now. I tried to run. Yes. But I'm not going to just rely on that. I want to see what's going on. Do I want to use this one? Yeah, let's just use this one. I think I'm going to put the reverb on. It kind of makes it a little bit easier for me to hear. Hello? Vinay. Trusted. Vinay, is Gannon Stauch there? Gannon? Gannon, can you tell me what happened? Gannon, is that you? Gannon, can you say your name? Oh my God. Who did this to you?
Oh, really? That's weird.
What's her name? Faye. I'm trying to contact Gannon right now.
Okay. I don't often get freaked out, but this is really freaky.
Where is his body? Do you know where your body is? Where did she put you? Did you say you were bleeding? Did she make you bleed?
Now I've just brought up the chart for it. This is 3:15. It's the lie time. We know that Gannon didn't go to a friend's house at 3:15. So although it's a time that's a lie, I've been learning a lot lately that lie times actually show us an awful lot in the chart. So at 3:15, now I can't put Gannon is ruled by Mars as he was before, and he's in the 6th house of health. Okay, so his health is in detriment. That's in conjunct this dotted line to the ascendant, which is the victim. That's which is ruled by the moon. The co-ruler of the moon is the victim, as always. So here we have Gannon with some type of health crisis or injury, or a worse thing. Then we have here come the universal throat chakra Nazis to shut me down again. In the 9th house we have Gannon, the moon. Then now we have Neptune next to the moon. Neptune is deceptive. Neptune is water. So it wouldn't be out of this world to think that he's in an area where water is, but it's not water now, it's snow. I don't believe that it's water, I believe it's snow. So we've got the deceptions of Venus here was the original ruler of the suspect, which is a female. So we have Gannon in the 9th house, far away from home, and a female that's lying about his whereabouts. We have Saturn and Pluto, which are malefic planets, in the 7th house of the suspect. And in the 8th house, we've got the Sun and Mercury. Mercury is communication, so her communicating that this time is appropriate through 15 is absolutely garbage. Okay. So this is back to 1013 again, and I just want to show quickly why I believe that this could have been an accident. So we have Gannon here, and this is Gannon's body, okay, this 1st house area, as well as up here in the 8th house. So I believe he was injured to the point of dying as he was travelling. Okay, so the 8th house is death. And then Uranus is sudden events and sudden occurrences, and that is in the 1st house, which is Gannon. So something has suddenly happened to him, okay, at just after this point in time. Now that is making a square. Uranus is making a square to the Sun, so it's like extinguishing the light. Unfortunately, I hate saying this. I mean, I think everybody knows that we're looking for Gannon's body now and not him alive. I hope so much that everybody is wrong. I'll continue to say that, but yeah, I wanted to show this back up here where I do believe that it's possible that an accident has occurred and then she's had to hide him because of it, and lies, which is Neptune, right conjunct her, 16 and 16. Look at all these 16s, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16. There's clues there. Venus is squaring Mars, which is an indication that there's a fight or there's something that's happened between a male and a female. So it just backs up everything that the psychics have said, everything that she has said and then gone back on. So I think and hope they need to continue searching that area. And that's this chart. It shows me that it possibly was an accident. Okay. So after seeing all of that, obviously there is a lot of people that have the ability to do this type of thing that are seeing the same sort of thing. Excuse me while I drink out of my cup. Thank you, Yvette. I love my planet cup. I think we need to take into account the fact that it's a possibility that there was an accidental death, but I don't think that it was accidental the day before. I think something has happened and that's caused his death, but I don't think she expected him to die. I don't know what else to say much more than that. This is obviously a really interesting video. There's a whole heap of things in it. Please take from it what you will, but you're going to see little snippets of places perhaps to search and whatnot, and I hope it goes to the right people. I hope it makes a difference. If not, I hope it at least brings awareness to the fact that criminal astrology really combines very well with other forms of esoteric studies and police work. It's not instead of, it's with. It's important to know that too. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there, and I'm really hoping that within a few days we'll find out what happened. Okay, take care everyone. Bye.